All right, I've got 7:01. It's the town board meeting here, town of Farmington for May 11th, 2021. We have no public hearings tonight. Everybody can rise for the pledge of allegiance, and Don, will you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next thing on our agenda is approval of the April 27th board meeting. So moved. Second. Motion a second. Any comments or corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any privilege of the floor? Public concerns? Privilege of the floor or public concerns? I don't think we have anybody on line yet either. Okay. Reports of standing committees. Oh, and then I'd like to report Councilman Bowerman necessarily absent. Thanks, Mike. Standing committees, public works.
Public Works met this morning right here at the usual time. We'll start with water and sewer at the treatment plant, doing their ongoing regular maintenance and testing. There's sludge removal, pressing sludge. They did get one of the pumps and backwash sand filter replaced. Still need to do the second one. Doing sampling and testing all the time. The aerator has been removed from the aeration pond to be rebuilt. Repaired the primary settling tank, and they're doing routine maintenance on the hydrodyne. The fuel tank is in the process of being removed at the plant, and they're doing some ground testing there for the soil, make sure there's no contamination. Yerkes Road water main is complete, and they're doing seeding and topsoil repair and blacktop repair on that, trying to finish that up. They're around town doing restorations of lawn and driveways and spots where they've had some water breaks and stuff over the winter. Let's see, Retention Road is coming along very well. The services are in now, and the connections have been completed, and they are finishing restoration there. They've installed flow meters in 2 locations. One went in today on Loomis Road, the other one at East Victor Road. 2 resolutions we can talk about if we need to when they come up. And as far as highway and parks, ongoing equipment maintenance in the highway garage. The binder and top coats have been placed on Empire Drive. They're working over on Town Line Road doing some paving. I believe they put binders down there so far. They're also doing sidewalk and curbing work over there. And they had a town cleanup, and they're out processing the roadside mowing. The parks are mulching that have been finished at the court. They're mowing in all the parks and all around the town buildings. They're been trimming brush, taking care of the bathrooms in the parks. They're now open. They worked on a cement pad for the bench at Retention Park. And as far as in the buildings, they did carpets are installed downstairs, and cleaning will start on the 14th. And that's it.
Thanks, Ryan. Town operations, Mike?
Town operations met this morning. 2 resolutions, we'll talk about them later. The Country Max warehouse plans are going to have some changes, and they'll be submitting the new changes to the planning board this summer for review. There's a credit union building coming into the Farmington Commons Plaza. I don't think they have anything forward on that. It's just no plans or anything, but that's due to show up soon. The calendar with Farmington Town Line road work continues. They put the binder down, the curbs and the sidewalks are installed. Farmington Market Center is back on the horizon there, and maybe they'll be doing something, but who knows? The Main Street corridor streetscape guidelines was submitted to the town board. It's posted on the website. We're gonna have a planned adoption for that on May 25th. And also on a comprehensive plan update, the 30-day review period ended on the 30th of April, and the committee will meet May 18th to review the public input and then make the final edit. The permits, all the building departments that Dan can go over, because we're up in numbers again, that graph. Nice graph, I don't know what it is now. Just a couple of things. The application review signs and holders, we've got so many projects that we're gonna have to find more. Mostly the holders, I think, they run about 150 a piece, but I think we can handle that. And the only other thing I have to add is, maybe Steve could talk to us about it, is the stop shop, I think. June 3rd, I want to mention it again. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, Mike. Reports of town officials, supervisor, I put down their mortgage revenue. We were really surprised. We get 2 payments a year. The first payment will be here shortly. It was $448,000 and some change. Last year, our total of 2 payments was $477,000 and some change. And the second mortgage payment has traditionally been higher than the first payment. So with all the home resales, new homes being sold in Farmington, and some large parcels of land that have been $1 million plus in sales, that has really bumped up our mortgage receipts for the very first payment. Couple other things. Town of Victor had a fill station scare last week, and we set up a temporary use of our facility for the town of Victor and the Victor Farmington Ambulance Corps. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as first discovered, but that started a conversation with Jack Marin and myself that maybe we should put an IMA together, or a memorandum of understanding that if one of us has an emergency in the future, that all those arrangements are there ahead of time, and maybe we even reach out to the school district to be part of that also. On the finance side, I'm working on 5-year capital spreadsheets for each of the departments that normally has that. Should be out shortly for your draft copy. Solar legal fees to date, defending our town planning board, $437,253.07.
$half $1 million.
Reimbursed engineer and legal fees to Farmington, $33,438.56. And we're expecting another $7,832.50 revenue to the town. So, yeah, almost $500,000. So that's all I have. Highway and Parks.
I had an impromptu meeting with several neighbors out on Canandaigua Farmington Town Line Road. They were going to be at this meeting asking questions and wanting some information tonight, and it appears that I answered their questions well enough out there. Questions were involved with the grading on the lawn. They just couldn't foresee the actual completed project. It is pretty deceiving when you get out there right now and look at the slopes and the banks and the curb stops sticking up this high in the front lawns and stuff. So they were pretty happy. We got a call, and actually got a compliment from one of them today. I received a call that they're from this one young man that they had poured concrete early this morning, and his 90-year-old grandmother was coming to visit, and their concern was getting her in the house. I made a call out to the guys on the job, and they put a plywood bridge across the sidewalk and a ramp down, and tamped it and rolled it. And the lady told me from about 20 minutes from her phone call, the ramp was in. The guys knocked on the door and asked her if that was acceptable. They thanked us and said that that was more than acceptable. They were greatly appreciated with with what the guys did for them out there. One other thing we did do, Peter and I have been receiving some calls from a concerned resident over on Holtz Road with the speed limit. Speed limit was lowered back in 2011. We don't feel that the state would even consider it. He has got asked for the sheriff to patrol that area, and I did move a traffic sign over there, hopefully to remind people what the speed limit is.
So when I was doing about 95, and pick me up for
You could get up to 95. I've got the recorder going, so I don't know what time that is, and I'll start running like at that time frame. I'll put that information to Peter here in a week or so, and then tell the sheriff what to look for. The only other thing, following up on your fuel island, what you were talking about with Jack and that, Pete, we already have some emergency access areas there, but we can fix it so that they can't get fuel on that unless we want them to, just by not by deactivate, but put pause in the accounts. So it's just a matter of going in afterwards and pulling off pause, and you can leave what Janine has already put in there.
Right.
So choose. That's all I have.
All right, thanks. Town clerk?
Last week I did a webinar with New York State Archives regarding keeping up with COVID, maintaining our pandemic records. So as soon as I get some more clarification on a couple of things, I'll let Dan know. Specifically, it's regarding the logs when you took temperatures. Apparently those had to be kept for 30 years. 30 years. Because it wasn't done by a medical staff person. It was done by an employee. So I need more
I
clarification.
hereby give you Dr. Danny authority.
So, yeah, and then the tracking forms are a year, so those, which is amazing. The tracking's only a year, but the temperature one is 30. But that's it.
What we got to?
Water and sewer, Robin.
A little more update on 96 and Mertensia Road. I see they pulled all of the old fire hydrants off. The guys are going up tomorrow. They're going to cut and cap the old main. Gotta shut it down, shut some water down for a little while tomorrow. And once that's done, it's complete other than frustration.
All right, good. Then we gotta go have somebody chew up the one stump in front of the apartments, right?
Yeah, and just as soon as I get the quote from Birchcrest for over on McMahon Road, I'm gonna have them put that right in on the quote and do the whole thing.
Okay. Building and zoning.
All right, as we are at another beginning of a month, for month of April, we did 144 permits, which brings us to 363 permits for the year, 257 inspections for the year. That brings us to 909 inspections, 10 fire inspections, 8 MS4 inspections, and 63 zoning inspections. So again, it's been a very, very busy month. For the town board, I did do a draft to just show you a comparison of other years to where we are this year. And you'll see that the shortest line is the steepest one, is the current year. So things are extremely busy. On the flip side of it, that I'm sure Ron's going to talk a little bit about as well, is the projects just keep on coming. And the planning board is, again, has another busy meeting coming up, and June doesn't look much better. So, and then on the last note I have here about the planning board, at our last meeting, the chairman so graciously said that he would like to be on the website committee. So I just want to have that in the record, that he would be willing to be part of that with his expert knowledge, I think is the words that we got. So
Experience.
experience, that's it. So.
Excellent. Thanks. Thanks, Dan. Planning board.
Yeah, 3 items on the agenda coming up. Public hearing for the Loomis Road Industrial Park subdivision. and the preliminary site plan for the auto wash upgrades, as well as the final site plan on the Union Crossing Blackwood development over on 41. So should be busy. I will say that the planning board has been working with staff and changing some of the procedures. And even though we're still very busy, the procedures are working. We're tweaking them a little bit, but we can, by getting things earlier, we can get the input in earlier and hopefully get through these applications and get them on to, so that we don't have to kick them out to the next meeting and then just compound the problem. So we were able to approve all three last meeting and worked out well, and we got everything taken care of. So the staff and the board are working well together, I think.
Good. Ron, Director of Planning and Development.
Well, just to add on to the Article 78 information that was filed today with the court. Anybody interested in looking at that case, it's index number 126079-2019, and the caption is the concerned citizens of Farmington and others versus the Farmington town and others. And it's a application that has 534 attachments. So it's not going to be able to be posted on the town website. But it is something that I encourage everybody to see where their town tax dollars have gone and to keep abreast of that court decision, because if you look at the NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Resource Development Agency, it has a map showing the matrix of other solar farms throughout New York State. And all around the town of Farmington is a glob of solar farm projects that have been developed and approved. In addition to the solar information, the report to town ops has been filed and posted on the town website today. And as Dan noted, we have closed out some projects, we've added other projects, and we're back to 38 projects right now in the queue in the town of Farmington. With that said, the town board tonight received the landscape guideline reports for the corridor, the MTOD and the MSOD, the final draft. Hopefully it has incorporated all of the comments we received from the planning board and others, and it'll be ready for you to act on the 25th of May. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Ron. Bill, town engineer.
Yep, just a couple quick things. Brickyard Road tank, we should have a response to DOH and revised plans and specs out by the end of this week. I did mention today, Pete, after you left NICEAG, electrical service fees we'll be forwarding on to you. There's 3 locations we need to do electric. 2 of the PRV bulbs that are new, and then at the tank site will be new electric service there. So total there's about 37,000. So we'll be forwarding that on to you guys to get that going. And then we're working on continuing the pre-treatment program, and we should be starting the survey for Route 96 332 water main replacement, hopefully towards the end of this month.
Okay. All right, thanks. No assessor tonight on the phone, I don't believe. And recreation, just let the board know there was a mix-up. People were, the original calendar was for sign up yesterday and today for the Farmington residents for summer recreation. And the word got out late that they postponed it because they didn't have the Department of Health regulations for summer recreation. Mark Kane was in here today. And it's hard to believe, but the regulations for summer camp are stricter this year than last year when we had COVID. And unless something changes,
They're pushing the change.
every kid outdoors in summer rec has to wear a mask. And all our staff has to wear a mask.
There's a lot of pushback and they're trying to make a change, but I don't know if they will.
Well, the CDC has guidance out there, you don't need a mask.
Yeah.
But the State Department of Health
If they, the CDC keeps changing the mind.
is 6 months behind everybody else, so he's not, he was hoping to be able to expand the number of kids per park, but he's not going to now. He's going to keep it at the 50 limit. And, make the parents aware of the new rules. They have to wear masks, and I'm sure that'll drop some of them out. But it is what it is.
They have submitted, this rec program has submitted a COVID plan with the guidance and everything that has been sent to the county, and we've already gotten the county staff. There's just a couple little things that have to be addressed, but I think we're in a good spot to, even the signups were in the plan of how it's supposed to be held at the park. So I do think that, I can't remember what Mark said his next sign up dates were, but
I think we're trying to do next week.
yeah, I want to say it was next week sometime. I want to say Monday and Tuesday next
Yeah,
week.
and that's what I think so too.
But it looks like they'll have all the approvals through the county and through codes. So.
All right, good.
I know, we got a lot of phone calls, people want to know when the date, when the date is.
I don't-
They want to know now, so.
I was still here at 5:30 and I was taking phone calls.
Yeah.
We're standing in line, there's 11 of us, but nobody's here. I'm like, let me put you on hold.
Oh, if I didn't sign up.
So, oh wow, just, it was a mix up. They didn't get the word out and they didn't change the website. And that's where people were going, so. Communications are on file.
Just Pete, real quick.
Yes, oh, Steve, yes.
Yeah, Mike had brought up swap shop, and after I heard the date for the third time today, the date I gave you was wrong. So
Oh.
it's Saturday, June 5th will be the first day.
That's fine.
So
Good thing.
it'll be June 5th,
June 6th, Saturday.
going forward after that, Mondays and Wednesdays, 4:30 to 7, and Saturdays, 9 to 2. But it is June 5th, not. That was me. I definitely told you.
I was going to say, that's the date you
I
gave.
definitely told you that this morning, that was incorrect. Obviously, limiting people inside, as the season goes on, rules may change, but, right now, limiting maximum 5 people at a time, obviously maintaining distance, masks will be required. And as everything else, as stuff changes, protocols may change, but that's the deal right now.
Do you know, do they need, any hand sanitizer or wipes or?
Yeah, after I talked to Don, we discussed it at Public Works later, and yeah, they just, Don has hand sanitizer for them. They'd asked for some garbage bags. We talked about additional table and just minor things, but, extra masks just in case, which I think Marcy's been,
We have a lot of that stored downstairs in the old courtroom.
so just to have a box there in case somebody shows up and forgets theirs, but.
Yeah.
Basic stuff, nothing too crazy.
All right, good. So that, I assume they're gonna put something out on Facebook.
Yep, it will be, and then we can put on our website. And
Yeah.
actually, the plan has been approved, so I mean, hours of operation, you can post whatever, so. And if Dan has the plan, I can send it to whoever, just with the operating rules right now.
Okay, Monday and Wednesday, 4:30 to 7, and Saturday 9 to 2.
Correct.
If you would remind them that you have to have that plan on site over there.
Okay.
Just in case if anybody ever asks, I don't think they will be, but that is one of the requirements that you have to.
I'll print it off and just leave some copies over there.
All right, good, thanks. Like I said, communications are on file, reports and minutes are on file. First resolution is authorizing a budget amendment with the retention road water line capital project, transferring money from the water line to the engineering, the total amount of $15,000.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Two is a resolution authorizing a budget amendment, transferring money from the appropriated fund balance, SS 599 and sewer to border control Victor, and total amount of $40,000. So
Second.
motion is second. So somehow we're budget planning, we're way off with that. Plus they had the tanks filled at the end of last year in December, and we had to pay for that this year's money because there was none left to set aside for it. So we'll do better on the budget this year. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Three is a confirming resolution for the emergency purchase of 2 Liberty pumps for the sand filter building at the wastewater treatment plant at cost not to exceed $6,394.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Four is a resolution accepting the final 2020 audit reports of the Raymond F. Wagner, a division of MMB and Company for the town of Farmington and the Canandaigua Farmington Water Fund.
So moved. Second.
Motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the town clerk had her
I went, shoot, so I'm like, oh, I didn't see that.
final review this week. So,
Monday, yeah.
5 is a resolution approving the change order GCO2 for MRI contractors for Beaver Creek Pipe Park site work and an increase in the contract price not to exceed $3,853.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6 is a resolution waiving the park reservation fee for Ontario County Municipal Clerks Association and their meeting and luncheon on June 23rd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 7 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to take appropriate action to pay the Paul Davis restoration and apply the charges to the property at 5714 Beanpole Circle to the tax roll.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 8 is a resolution authorizing acceptance of the monthly report of the supervisor for April 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. 9 is a resolution designating May 2021 as the Military Appreciation Month.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. I saw this on Ontario County resolution and drafted it for us to. All in favor? Aye. Down is a resolution appointing Jessica King as the chairperson of the Historic Preservation Committee for a term ending December 31st, 2021.
Second.
Motion is second. Donna told me she was going to step away from things for a little while, but I didn't understand it that she was going to get out of it, but
I think she'll help once she gets to know a little better.
yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 11 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to complete and sign a renewal application for the tank liability with Eastern Shore Associates. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
12 is a resolution establishing a standard workday and reporting schedule for New York State requirements.
So moved.
Second.
So we've done this in the past, but the town clerk has been going round and around with New York State, and now we've got to
Third time's a charm.
do it again. So, all in favor?
Aye.
13 is abstract 9 of 2021 to pay the bills. General fund, $99,243.16. Highway fund, $45,082.16. Beaver Creek Park, $6,718.50. Retention water line, $17,137.48. Fuel station capital project, $840. Water tank repair, $5,480. Town line capital project, $31,557.80. Storm drainage, $2,984.47. Lighting district, $2,119.25. Sewer district, $69,088.30. Water district, $15,041.74. Payroll deductions, $117.94, for a total abstract of $295,410.80.
So.
Second.
Any extensions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Yeah, any objections to doing the waiver of the rule first, or doing it at all? Hearing none, resolution authorizing the town supervisor to take appropriate action to sign lawn mowing contracts and apply the lawn mowing charges to the property within the town to the tax roll. And we're looking at 4 locations right now.
Second.
Motion a second. Dan, we're lucky, we only have 4, right?
We only have 4 right now. There's a couple that I'm tracking, and we're trying to get them to take care of them beforehand. The procedure that we use is we do door hangers that state about what the code is and try to mow it. And then a violation follows up if they don't mow it, and then it comes to you guys. So we try our hardest to get it taken care of. These, they're coming quick because they were some of the same ones from last year, and it's already evidence that they're not mowing those. But we are trying our due diligence to try to get the property owner or somebody to take care of them first.
All right, good. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. 2 things for discussion. One is listed here, Victor Farmington ambulance sewer penalty. They paid like on the 10th of May, the due date was the 30th of April. So it's the regular $17.50. And, you know, they didn't write me a letter or anything. Jane brought it to my attention that it's, you know, it's there to, being yesterday was the 10th. So I wanted to make sure that we looked at that and everything, so you know, I can reach out to them and say, hey, it's still going to be there in your next bill, because we don't normally waive the penalty fees, especially when they're 10 days late. Right? All right, second thing, I just found out late today, there's some Beaver Creek Park change orders. Most of them are credits. But it requires my signature anyway, so all total, I think there's like 3 or 4, but it's less than a couple $1,000 we have to pay, and the credits are around $1,000 and change. So I'd like to have, instead of holding this up for 2 weeks, I'd like the board's approval to, you know, go ahead and sign those change orders and get them back to the emergency meter process.
Are they ones we've already been going over?
No, well, they have been by Don and I being out on the site, but they're just getting around to do the paperwork. Now, one of them that I also wanted to discuss, 2 of them, a portion of the credits is the paint credit. And so Scott Bola dropped off these samples down here, plus a rendering of the building. And Don and I last Thursday were out there saying it's in the contract to paint the fascia and the gutters, it's like an off-white, like an ivory. And we said, nah, the white looks good, this and that, but what Scott brought to my attention today after him and Maggie were talking was there's a lot more of that color on the lodge that's gonna be built. And they thought it would definitely not look good on the lodge, so there's credit on the bathroom maintenance building of $300 and change. And there's credit around $400 and change on the pavilion for not doing the painting. And Scott and Maggie both said that, you know, they've got more in it than those $300 or $400 for painting. That's all the credit they're giving. So I kind of changed my mind and thought that, well, maybe we should make them go paint it. Based on it'll match the new lodge when the lodge gets built. And Scott says they talk to the paint people and all that, and it should be 10 years before we have to paint it again. So kind of wanted to show you the samples down here on the table and, you know, have some discussion. For the $700 between the two buildings and all the, I think you call it fascia, is on the side where the gutters have to go is up and the peaks are up, but the gutters aren't installed yet. So
I mean, stone, obviously, on pavement.
before they go up.
That'll include you can all one color and it'll match instead of putting in the third color. Basically.
Well, everything was gonna be white instead of this off-white. This like an ivory color. You know, so I
I
had
have no problem with it.
You mentioned too, just the white getting dirty, looking dirtier than an off-white.
yeah. They said that the bright white, especially in the gutters, it'll look dirtier more often than an off-white, an ivory color.
But the gutters are gonna be white.
No, the gutters will be painted as ivory color.
That's what we're discussing right now. That's-
Because I even said, well, where the gutters are hanging, the fascia, just leave it white and put the off-colored gutters on there, because the gutters hide most of it. Well, they really don't, because
That one look good.
it's white, the fascia is a lot whiter than the top.
No, that was look good. You gotta
I
fix
think,
it.
I think where we were going to be was, the fact that we were thinking that there was gonna be a substantially higher amount of, payback for not painting them. And, the fact that we could live with the color of painting, we did not think it was obtrusive in any way, shape, or form. And first and foremost, we were looking at the longevity of the paint as opposed to a maintenance issue in light of the paints that they're talking about utilizing lasting 10 years and the minimal amount of reimbursement, along with the fact that there is a substantial amount of this paint could have come into play with the lodge at a later date that was not in our.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that last week.
I think I have to probably agree with Peter that changing my mind to go ahead and move forward with the paint so that it matches the lodge. So that was one cruise on the lodge and whatnot at a future date. I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right, so you send Scott and Maggie an email that I'll sign the paperwork tomorrow and get it to them? And it will, well, they'll have to change it because two of the total dollar amount includes the credit for the paint, so I have to reverse that and we're paying that amount.
What were the other?
One was for the replacement of the stone that has,
Yeah.
it indented a little bit. Thought process looking at that as a small area on the south side of the building, back doors, it was gonna be grass. In talking with Dan, thought process is that area would bushes back in there, some little ground, that's like we have out front here, and some mulch, would much better serve that than the credit for not changing that block out, will help pay for that.
Yeah. And, the other credit was, $1,000 or $1,100 for LED lights that we didn't have installed. So,
I'm okay with that, and how do you want to word?
So, I mean, it's, the dollar amounts are minimal, so I technically really don't need a resolution because it's under $2,500, but we can do confirming resolutions next meeting when we have the actual revised dollar amounts.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, it's up to the dollar amount.
I think just with Janine for auditors, they like to see those change orders being made and resolutions. I think we should do
Yeah.
it. Just to be safe.
We'll do confirming on those for next month. All right, thank you. Anything else to be brought to this board? We'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay, he's not here.
It's not you guys, come on.
Ryan, Ryan.
One of you's gotta do it.
All in favor? Aye.